Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's Reddit stories are from Am I the A-Hole? Story 1 is by 369 DETETED, Deteted 879. Am I the a-hole for not giving my engagement ring to my dead fiancé's family? Deleted account because my new job friends know my usual account and they don't know about me having used to be engaged. My dead fiancé's name is John, and I'll start at the beginning. About 4 years ago. I was engaged to John after dating him for 4 years. When he proposed, the ring he used was 2 sizes too big. We went to the store that he bought it from 2 weeks before proposing, and he kept the receipt. Got the ring made to the right size and kept the same style. We did plan to have a wedding after 3 years of planning and saving. 10 months after the proposal, John passed away in a car accident. I used the savings for the wedding to pay for his funeral. The day after the funeral, John's brother came to me asking for the ring. I asked why. His response was that the ring had been passed down to their family for 5 generations. Told him that was BS because I have proof the ring was bought for me less than a year ago. We argued for a bit and he stormed out. Then I get calls from John's family saying I'm a liar and demanding the ring. Then I got a letter from their lawyer. In the letter, they also demanded that I reimburse them for the cost of John's funeral. So I got myself a lawyer, showed them the proof about the ring and that I paid for the funeral in court, and I won. I thought that madness was over until John's sister recently messaged me. She and her boyfriend are engaged, but haven't gotten a ring, and she wants John's ring. After I said no, she went crazy messaging me nonstop, demanding it. I have blocked her over and over, but she finds a way around it. I was having brunch with my friend. My mobile was on the table and a message from sister popped up, and my friend saw it. My friend knows about everything before sister's first message. I explained about her messages. Friend believes I'm an a-hole and should give her the ring. She told my other friends and they are all saying the same things. Now I'm doubting myself. So am I the a-hole? Infinite times over, you're not the a-hole. John gave this to you before he passed away. He would want you to have it, and you have proof that it was purchased for you. You didn't cause him to die. You didn't cheat on him with somebody else that would cause them to have anger. I don't understand why they're coming after you for this. The ring is yours. John gave it to you. What if you guys had actually had the time to get married? Would they still be demanding the ring from you? These people are insane, and if you have the means, I strongly suggest you get a lawyer and put this ring somewhere really safe, far away from them. Because for some reason, it doesn't sound like they're going to stop. Down in the comments by Euthanasia63. Talk to a lawyer. You're being harassed by the greedy, lying, litigious family of your deceased partner. None of them deserve a darn thing from you, much less your engagement ring your fiancé bought you. His sister can get her ring out of a gumball machine for all you care. It is not your problem or responsibility to provide her with jewelry, not the a-hole. And you need better friends, if they're siding with the sister. Your ring was, and I'm going to add, and is, important to you. It is yours. Why would you ever lose it? Underneath that comment by the OP, thank you. I have contacted my lawyer and sent them screenshots of her messages. Got a meeting with them this week. I still have documents used in court as proof and the ring is still in the box in a safe place. But I might need to get an actual safe just in case the family breaks in. Maybe cameras? Under that by Over M. What is that symbol that's a straight up and down line? It's not an L and it's not a capital I. I think it's the one that's above the, I don't know, it's a backslash or forward slash. I just know it's a slash. It's on top of the slash on the keyboard. The straight, really tall line. It has a name, I'm sure. This is your opportunity, guys. Teach me again. I know what a tilde is, but it's underneath the backspace on my keyboard. So this person's name is Over M, that symbol, M's. Put it in a safety deposit box in the bank. They definitely won't be able to get to it there. Yeah, I would do that too. In a safety deposit box under lock and key away from these people. My guess is that John was really well off and this ring probably cost a whole lot of money and that's why they're coming after you. Because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. Somebody they used to know and supposedly loved gave that to somebody that he loved with the intention of marrying them. and they all want this ring for themselves. What a crazy family. Our next story is by Internal Ad 3871. Am I the a-hole for not allowing my ex-girlfriend to meet our son after she abandoned us? When I was 21, I met this girl Linda in college. We started dating, and after a year, she accidentally got pregnant. I felt like I was too young to be a father, but decided that if she wanted to keep the baby, I would have taken care of them. She changed her mind like a dozen times, but in the end, she decided to keep the child. So I did what I had to do. Our families weren't rich, so I left college, found a job, and started preparing for the child. My son Leo was born in June. I worked impossible hours, spent whatever was left of my time taking care of Leo, and my mother spent a lot of time at our apartment to help taking care of Leo. Linda's parents did basically nothing. They told me to my face that I was not welcome in their home, and they spent a total of 2 hours with Leo in the months following his birth. When Leo was 7 months old, Linda bailed on us. One day she called my father to come help taking care of Leo. He went into our apartment and she wasn't there. Leo was sleeping in his crib and Linda's belongings were gone together with the money left in the house. I tried contacting her and going to her parents' home, but they weren't there, and she never answered the phone. It's been 11 years since then. Now it's just me, Leo, and my father. My mother unfortunately passed away last year. Despite all the problems we had, Leo grew up to be an amazing, cheerful, and smart kid. He is my pride and joy, and I will do anything to protect him and make him happy. He doesn't remember his mother. A few weeks ago, Linda showed up at my door in the middle of the day. She asked to talk, and I reluctantly agreed. To sum it up, what she said was, she's sorry for what she did and she wants to be a part of Leo's life again. I told her, no. She begged and then said some unkind thing about me as a person when I refused again. I told her I do not care what she thinks. Until Leo is old enough to make a choice, she will not see him. After he's old enough, I will tell him the truth and he will decide on his own accord what he wants to do. Since, unfortunately, we live in a small town where rumors spread rapidly, I'm now being judged by some neighbors for my reaction. I don't think I'm in the wrong here and my family agrees with me, but I guess another opinion would be welcomed since I'm basically going crazy. So here I am. Am I the a-hole? I don't really think you're an a-hole for feeling like you shouldn't let her see him. But she is his mother, and if she's not like on some drugs or going crazy with addictions, then I think she should be there. She took off, but she did choose to keep him. And I think for some reason her parents really resent the fact that you guys had a kid together. They probably thought their daughter in college was, going to become something big and wonderful. And then she got pregnant and they obviously have a problem with you. So it's probably partly their influence that caused her to leave you. I am certainly not saying it's okay that she left, but she is his mom. And if she doesn't have any psychotic issues or addiction issues, I think you should let her see him. Down in the comments by NoGap2946. Not the a-hole, but get a lawyer and establish custody legally. She should also financially support her son. 2, he's 10. He's probably old enough to decide whether he wants to one day meet his mother. Additionally, if you live in a small town, he might hear something at school or she can get in touch directly without you knowing. I think you need to discuss things with him and explain what's going on so he's not blindsided. Underneath that by the OP. I already went in front of a judge 1 year after she left. I have sole custody of Leo, and unless she performs a miracle, she won't get anything by going to court. Either me or my father, he's retired now, bring Leo to school and go pick him up every day. I also talked with some of the teachers about the fact that Linda is not allowed to interact with Leo in any way, and to call me if she ever shows up at school. Next comment is by Big Bang. Not the a-hole, but it's time you told your son what she actually did. She left you with a 7-month-old alone and stole your money and never ever came back or tried to call. She will try and approach him and he must know your side before hers. As for her, tell her she first owes you 11 years of child support before she can meet him even once. In fact, even with full custody and 0 rights to meet him, she still owes 11 years of child support, and child support for the next 7 years. And no, she doesn't have the right to see him if she does pay. It's time she pays up just like any other dad who walked off and has no part of the kid's life. I would say that's fair, but that's going to be pretty difficult for her to pull off unless she came into a bunch of money somehow. Our next story is by Confident Session 7848. Am I the a-hole for firing our family therapist after she asked for tips? My ex and I have a 12-year-old boy who's going through some things. We found a therapist and we've been seeing her for a couple of years. It hasn't been life-changing for me in any way. In fact, it became more of a pointless chore like making your bed or folding your underwear. I might have gotten a few things out of it, but would not do it again. A few weeks ago, I had told our therapist that it's bizarre not to have to worry about money for the first time in my life. I make good money and don't always have many bills. I'm saving like $1,000 a month. Last week, the therapist asked me if I could start making a copayment. I don't have a copayment because my insurance covers 100% of therapy sessions. I explained that to her. She said that was true, but maybe I could start paying like $20 cash because she's not making a lot with what my insurance pays her. Like a tip. I was at a loss for words. I said, and I suppose this has no relation to my telling you that I had disposable income from a few weeks ago? She said, of course not. It was like she was asking for a raise, lol. I said I'd think about it. I found nothing about tipping your therapist. I talked to my ex and said I was firing the therapist. She told me not to throw away 2 years of work, and I said this therapist tried taking advantage of me. She offered to pay, and I said I'm not stopping you, but I'm not doing these sessions anymore, and neither is our son. The trust I had in our therapist is forever broken. I left a voicemail and text message explaining we weren't in need of services anymore. I haven't heard back. Guess what? Our lives didn't fall apart, and the therapist replied that I totally misunderstood this whole tip thing. No, OP, I would say you understood it pretty well. Down in the comments by Fred8975, not the a-hole, and I'd contact your insurance company. They'll probably want to drop her entirely if they find out about this. And underneath that by Jennifer is 5x5. Yeah, also if the therapist is registered with any type of governing body, I would report them. Like, I'm a nurse and registered with my provincial college of nurses. It's unethical for any healthcare provider to ask for any type of gratuity, and if I did so, I would and should be reported and lose my license to practice. Absolutely. These people make enough money. They don't need to take advantage of you because you mentioned that you have disposable income. That is 100% the reason she asked you for a copay. She basically asked you straight up for a tip, and I'm pretty sure she's well aware of that. She definitely tried to take advantage of you financially. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a tipless day.